Okay, guys, here is a video I promised I'll do. This is basically a video review of all the alerts I posted in the room today. But very importantly, I want to talk a little about how I actually, place my stops with examples. I did stop out on quite a few trades today. So starting off, my first alert trigger was LEN, LEN. Let me open the. So these are the alerts that I posted in the room. The first one was LEN. The second one is AA. The third one is RAD. I did mention RAD has a high short interest. There is a reason for that, and I was actually I'll come to that. I had a few plans with RAD right when I took the first short piece. Then SFIX. I did mention I'll be very tight with the stop on SFIX. As ZS is my last alert. LEN. So I alerted this trade when I was seeing this pushing towards 8130 monthly pivot. I think I took my shot at around 8030 area, knowing very well that I'll be adding at 8130. This was a quick spike from 77 to this area here. I think I got my first covers at 7915. It did quickly flush to this area 79.15, and I think I got one more at 79 area, and I was holding a rest for like 5 minute 20. Let me see, that's the case. Yeah, I was holding the rest for around 78, so around 5 minute 20 area. What happened that time is kind of held that VWAP area, pushed again. So I had my ads here at 81, I think 81.25, 81.28, somewhere there. It ended up flushing without filling me, right? So, and then again it kind of held the VWAP. So you see what exactly happened after it held the VWAP. So I'll open this chart here. Anyway, so if you see here, after this flush, a quick flush down to the 79-70 area, it kind of grinded up. So I still had my hopes up for the 78 covers, but it kind of started grinding, right? But my plan was to, like, since I did not get my ad here, I removed that ad, and next I was just waiting for it to like cross over this high here, this monthly pivot here. So my stop was around 81.48. Yeah, 81.48, just above this monthly pivot. So I had a small piece left, so it did not bother me too much. So I was like, I was happy to hold it and just like wait to see what it does. So right when it crossed above this level, that 81.30, looks like, if you see here, if you like kind of struggling to go past that monthly pivot level. So I thought it's probably going to come down and drip down to 78 level. Did not happen. So it cracked that level, and I got stopped out right at 81.48. So I'll show you two things. One, when I was making plans to to make a video on how I stop. So I wanted to have everything ready. So this is how I had planned. Like, if you see, I had placed my stop order right at 81.45, right? And I'll show you my actual execution. You see there, 81.48. I got stopped at 81.48. So that's how I place. Like, when I'm strict about stops, and I know I have to stop someplace, and normally that stop will always be like above the highs. So in this case, 81.30 was an obvious monthly pivot level. So my stop was right above that level. So I did not hesitate to stop out, and I'm literally, I could have seen this and out. I could have gone to a corner and out, could have cried, because it did flush after that. But no, because I mean that was my plan. I stick to that plan, and I'm happy about that. That's exactly how I trade 10 out of 10 times. I'll not hesitate taking a stop, and regardless of what it will do afterwards. I mean, pretty much I'm like, every time I have seen it actually does this, right? I mean, I don't know what it is, but it does this. But I still have to stick with my plan. That's my plan. Like, this is where I want to stop, and I will stop there. And not particularly after I see a grind like this, right? If this was the case, I probably would think like twice. Is there a place for me to add? Like, if the spikes continues, is there a place for me to add and change my plan? But not when this kind of a grind happens, right? So I'll really stick to the plan of stopping out, and with an open order, stop open order, waiting for that to be triggered. So that's Len. This is this is a half a profitable trade, like 3/4 profitable trade, and the quarter piece was a loss trade. Okay, so that's on LEN. I hope I could get the point across with this example, but I think ZS and SFIX will be a better example than this. Let me see which one was the next one. AA. So this again was an obvious trade. When I took the trade, I saw this was already at this the stack up of pivots. So I took the trade, immediately alerted the room. I think my averages were around, like, pretty good average, around 23.15. Got a quick flush to 22.91 level. I think I covered some at 22.95. Got some more at around VWAP area. Let me see that. Yeah, just above the VWAP area, around I think 22.80, somewhere there. And I was holding the rest for this, as always, like 5 minute 20, like it will come. So it looked promising, it will do that, but then it started holding, like couple of times it tested the VWAP, did not come through that. And I think I stopped right out at around 22.95, somewhere there. I think, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I did stop out at 22.98. Look at where I stopped. right at the place which started reversing again. So that's the trade on AA and AA. And the other one, next one is, let's go to SFIX. This is the trade I want to talk about, really. So SFIX, I alerted the room at 9:38 a.m. Also mentioned, will be very tight on this. So what I mean by that is I'll be very strict about my stops. I'll not look to add or anything like that. SFIX is really high with its short interest. I think it's about 50%, close to 50%. All right, now it's reduced, like it's about 40% short interest. So I know back of my head that I know about this short interest, but there was no news on it, so I was not expecting it to do this. But I was also aware that if it goes away from me, I have to stop quickly on it. So SFIX, I had my entry at around 67.90, just below this yearly pivot. Let's go there. Just here, okay, and then my stop, right? So the way I stop again, 1 second. I stopped at around 68.47. So look at that. So this candle, this is where I entered my trade. 67.90 is where I entered my trade, and that green candle actually went all the way to 68.39, right? Yeah. And then my stop order was placed right after that 5 minute candle was formed. I think I got stopped right away. Like as soon as I placed my stop order, I got stopped, right? So that's something that I do it religiously. Like I don't hesitate taking a stop if I know, this kind of a stock, I'm gonna get in trouble very quickly, and if I don't have any plan. So let's say if there was a pivot here at around 7150, and like this, I see this 68 and 7150 is about $3 stock for a $60 $3 move for a $60 like $70 stock. I'll take it. I'll have my ads planned, so I will not stop out here, right? So I'll just reduce my size and add here. So that would be my plan. But this SFIX, I really don't know where it's gonna go, because it's been crazy for almost a week now, right? So my stop was planned and I took it right when, like, exactly the way I traded LEN, where I placed my order, stop order, and just forgot about it, and it stopped me out. So that's the SFIX trade. I want to please do ask me anytime in the room, like, if I did not make this clear enough. All I'm trying to make sure is we all have some kind of risk management. I will not say mine is the best, or mine is any kind of good risk management, but this has worked for me, right? I will not necessarily place an order some random place where I get squeezed out every single time, but I do have stops planned, where it makes sense to me. And in this case, in almost in every other case, when I take a trade, my stops are always above that 5-minute candle where I took my trade. So in this case, my entry was 67.90, my stop was 68.45, purely based on the high of this candle was about 68.38, 10 cents above that high of the candle. All right, so that's SFIX. The next one is let's go Zscaler. So this is another nice example, and something that I don't really allow to bother me. So when I saw this quick moves happening, right? So this, like, the first 5 minutes it went straight to 190. So if you look at that 1 minute chart, see how, like, 3 big candles, 1 minute candles, and I thought, if it comes at the same speed, if it comes at 193, this 193.95 quarterly pivot area, I'll take this shot. So I placed an open order on that. My entry was around 193.80, and I forgot about it. What do I mean by I forgot about it is, I did not check the price action on it after I placed the order. The next about 10 minutes, or next about 5 minutes, next 5 minutes, when it got me filled, we saw this grind happening here. It was not necessarily a quick move that way it moved in the first 3 1 minute candle, but it slowly moved higher. That is not something I like shorting, because it always has strength to move higher, and Zscaler is a very strong stock. I have no reason to be shorting this when an action is like this, right? But it filled me anyways. Right after it filled me, I looked up, and I did not like this action at all, and I placed my order at around 194.18 or somewhere there, just above this this candle where I got my entry, right? So I got like this one here. So in the 5 minute reference, it will be here. I got stopped around the next candle itself. Like the high of this candle is around 194.25. I got stopped at around 194.19. 194.19. So almost top of this candle here. So after that, it did a small, wash, but then end up crossing over again. So the thing about Zscaler, like I mentioned how strong the stock is, and there was a grind here. I also neglected to see this part where on the daily chart, if you see that 189.45 level was a pretty good breakout level. But when I got the entry, I immediately looked up looked at the chart and realized, okay, there is a big chance for this particular stock, being a very strong stock, it's gonna go higher. I wanted nothing to do with it. As soon as I realized that, I placed my order. I mean, I still have to give it, like, I have to do what I do normally, place my stops where it makes sense to me. So I placed my stop order right about this, this candle's high, and forgot about it, and it stopped me out. Like, I am glad it stopped me out. I mean, this could have gone, like, clearly gone higher. Okay, because the price action clearly suggested that to me, like, okay, there is a chance it's going to go higher, but it ended up, coming back. It did exactly what I wanted to do in the first place. But does that bother me? Absolutely not. As I said, I'll do this 10 out of 10 times, and without even, allowing it to worry me, like, okay, I should have held on, like, for 5 more minutes, it could have done, what I wanted it to do, right? So no, I don't. That's how I secure myself with smaller losses with bigger wins. I hope I made things clear on, about the stops that I take and how I take it. If I was not, do let me know if you come up with any questions on it. I have to, like, really make sure that people understand they don't necessarily have to cling on to a stock that is going against them. That way you are, like, securing your capital. Like, there is always another trade. This is not like couple of trades that you saw already, like, it did exactly what I wanted to do after I stopped out, right? But it still does not bother me. The reason is I know I'm going to get another trade. I'm going to take the trade that's going to work perfectly for me. Okay, so that's the theme I wanted to put out today. I hope it made sense. Do let me know if you have any questions. That's it from my end, guys. Have a good one. Thank you.